So, I've been in a lot of pain lately, and while ostensibly that's not the best state of being, it does provide a certain clarity of thought. And with that, a quote from Richard Feynman comes to mind. Nearly everything is really interesting if you go into it deeply enough. I train for a lot of reasons. I train for health, I train for sanity, I train for pain management, but fundamentally, the thing that really keeps my desire going is, for me, this is a very deeply intellectual pursuit. It's a puzzle that I love to fail at solving. I think for me, it started back in high school when I realized that some of the things we are biologically designed to do frequently and well, we're actually very bad at. Like running or eating. The further along I got in academia, the more I kind of realized the real actionable knowledge is in the fundamentals that most people choose not to think about because it's a thing that we just do. This PR I just got on the bike here wasn't by just doing, it was entirely by design. It is the inevitable result of a well thought out systematic process leading to a predicted positive outcome. The thing is, folks, a lot of this stuff in diet and exercise that we argue about, and is this better, is that better, is this optimal, is that optimal, the importance of all that is very marginal as compared to just getting down the fundamentals and making a habit of implementing them. It's interesting because, most of us, to whatever degree we decide to, don't turn the fundamentals of biology into an intellectual pursuit until we, often critically so, realize that we're very bad at it. I never learned how to eat until I was morbidly obese and couldn't pursue anything athletic on account of being trapped inside my body. And then I consequently didn't learn how to actually run properly until running started to actually break me instead of make me better. And lifting and rucking and martial arts and so on and so forth, right? And this is just kind of my personal philosophical rant, I suppose. I get why there's less of a desire to put forth a little bit more thought into what we do when we eat and when we train. And obviously that doesn't speak for everybody. There's plenty of exercise scientists, evidence-based practitioners, and just bros with no scientific acumen, but who think very deeply about what they're doing when they do it. But for the majority of people, our society is almost predicated on our concept of freedom being the accessibility to that escape, whether it's food or drugs or television or whatever the case may be. But for me, as I get older, both chronologically and in training history, having done this 28 years now, there's a certain amount of freedom in restriction. It's like the project paradox. So the more you learn about a thing, the less extraneous decisions you have to make about that thing, because the correct course of action kind of reveals itself as you go along. And that's really why this whole training and nutrition thing captivates my interest and fills me with such a sense of wonder. There are things I've learned about myself purely by merit of training 830 something days consecutively that I never would have learned under any other circumstances. Similar to, there are things I learned about myself that I would never have learned had I not been to war. And what is war if not human beings in their basest state of nature? I guess to sum up this rant, what I'm trying to say is, if there's something you really love doing that's productive, pursue it aggressively and unapologetically, because there might be some profoundly meaningful insight about yourself or the world deep, deep down in that rabbit hole. That's where I discovered sometimes pain can be a gift. Thanks for watching.